At 0347 hours, the HFY anomaly collapsed. From its heart, a vessel emerged, older than it had any right to be. The UES Tomorrow's Echo. 8 hours lost on Earth's clocks, 14 centuries etched into every plate of its hull. Its sensor arrays still burned violet with displaced time. They had not been silent for 8 hours.
This is UES Tomorrow's Echo. We have been gone much longer than you think. I need to speak with Earth Joint Command immediately.
In the command center, the transmission played twice before anyone spoke. 47 crew, all alive, all insisting they had been gone 1,400 years.
Run that hull scan again. No ship ages 14 centuries in 8 hours. This is either the biggest hoax in history or a problem we are not equipped to handle.
The scan confirmed it. The hull's alloy had aged 1,400 years. The writing etched along its spine did not match any known language.
General Voss, I understand your skepticism, but we carry a record of everything that happened. Grant me an audience, and I will show you.
We'll hear you, Captain. But if this is a deception, there won't be a rock far enough to hide under.
The Tomorrow's Echo was quarantined. A meeting was set for dawn. No one in command slept that night. Dawn broke cold. In a secure briefing room, General Voss faced Captain Lin across a holographic table. 2 armed guards stood by the door.
You asked to see a record. Here is a fragment.
He tapped the table. A small holographic chart materialized, a swirling cluster of red markers and alien script.
The Korvath hegemony. In 14 months, they will attack the Vega outposts. Within 3 years, they will be defeated, decisively at the Battle of Telos.
That's classified. How do you know those names, the outpost designations, the battle location?
Because I was there. I commanded the fleet at Telos.
I want every data point cross-checked. If this is a fabrication, I'll have your command and your freedom.
The room fell silent. Lin's expression did not change. He had faced far worse than a general's threat.
You'll remain in detention. We'll analyze this, whatever it is.
Voss authorized a full analysis of the Atlas. The meeting adjourned, but no one was satisfied. Lin remained composed. Voss assembled the council. Lin stood before them, still under guard.
This is the Star Atlas, 14 centuries of galactic history.
The hologram filled the room, a galaxy colored by empire. Red fell, blue allied, gold ours.
We jumped into the anomaly, emerged in a future where humanity dominated. We documented everything. The ship aged 14 centuries on the return trip. We carry the record and the cost.
You expect us to believe you lived through all this?
A temporal loop of that size should have destroyed the ship. The physics doesn't add up.
I am not a physicist. I am a captain who saw what happened.
Silence. Some officers looked hungry, others horrified. Voss felt the weight of 1,400 years.
Nothing leaves this room. The Atlas is sealed. We'll reconvene tomorrow.
In the quarantined hangar, Dr. Rourke's team worked non-stop. They extracted the temporal logs and ran every simulation.
General, the ship's chronoton decay is consistent with a 1,400-year forward jump. There's no known way to fake that.
So Lin was telling the truth about the time displacement. What about the Atlas data?
We're cross-checking, but something happened an hour ago that matches one of Lin's low-level predictions.
A minor trade dispute on an outpost had escalated exactly as the Atlas described. The details weren't public yet.
This isn't just a record. It's a roadmap.
Voss stared at the holomap, seeing for the first time not a warning, but a script.
I need the full council. Now.
She didn't wait for a response. The Atlas was not a curiosity. It was the most dangerous object in human history. Within minutes, emergency summons went out. The council would reconvene in 2 hours. Voss didn't wait for the council. She went to Lin's guarded quarters and dismissed the sentries.
I've read deeper into the Atlas, the genocides, the betrayals, the preemptive strikes. You were there for all of it.
I commanded fleets. I gave orders that will haunt me forever. But every action was necessary.
Necessary. You annihilated entire species.
Species that would have enslaved or destroyed us if we hadn't. The alternatives were worse. I know, I lived them.
You expect me to trust a man who's done what you've done.
I am not asking for trust. I am asking you to understand. If you deviate, the entire timeline could unravel. Billions more could die.
Voss stared at him. The logic was monstrous, but the fear of a worse fate clawed at her.
This doesn't end here. The council will decide. But I won't forget what you've told me.
She left him alone. 2 hours until the council. 2 hours to decide which future was more terrifying, the one in the Atlas, or the one without it. The full council convened. Lin stood at the center, a fragmentary map behind him.
We have the advantage of foresight. The Atlas shows us which paths lead to peace.
Don't sanitize this. The council must know the atrocities, the genocides, the betrayals.
The room erupted. Hawks called for immediate preemptive strikes. Doves demanded the Atlas be purged. One voice cut through the noise, Ambassador Lian Wei.
Neither path alone will save us. We can use the Atlas to avoid catastrophe, but we must not become the monsters it depicts.
The debate raged for hours. No consensus could be reached. Voss slammed her hand on the table. A select committee would study all options. Urgently, the council adjourned in deadlock. The Atlas remained sealed for now. The council dispersed. The Atlas remained sealed, its pages holding the weight of 14 centuries. In the cold hours after the council dissolved, Dr. Rourke stayed in her lab, running the chronoton data again and again.
General, the ship's temporal signature isn't just a residue. It's an anchor. The Atlas is woven into the continuum.
She projected the evidence. The galaxy map pulsed, its points of light tethered by invisible threads. Sever one, and the whole unraveled.
Are you telling me we have no free will? That we must follow the script, genocide and all?
I am saying the timeline may not survive a major deviation. It's a paradox trap.
Voss couldn't sleep. She ordered Lin brought to her office at 0400.
You knew this. The Atlas isn't just a warning, it's a weapon aimed at our past.
I suspected. In the future, we never tampered with the record. We were ordered to preserve it, not question it.
Ordered by whom? Your phantom admirals from a dead tomorrow?
Lin looked away. For the first time, he seemed less a prophet and more a prisoner. Before Voss could inform the council, a rogue colonel launched a preemptive strike. The Atlas had marked the target for extinction. The enemy reacted unpredictably. Earth lost a full fleet. The timeline shrieked on the galaxy map. Entire star systems flickered and vanished. The temporal anchor was tearing.
I told you, deviate and the timeline collapses. We must follow the Atlas exactly.
That rogue faction just proved your point. We are trapped.
The council reconvened in panic. The unspooling galaxy map left no room for debate.
From this moment, the Atlas Protocol is law. No deviation without my direct authorization.
Lin stood in the shadows, vindicated and horrified. His warning was now unbreakable law. The Atlas had become not a guide, but a cage. Humanity was forced to follow the bloody script. 2 years passed. Earth followed the Atlas with brutal precision. Every battle won before the enemy could move. Every alliance sealed with uncanny foresight. The galaxy whispered of a human species that saw the future. Fear became a currency. Voss stared at the galaxy map. Each red mark was a species they had destroyed because the Atlas demanded it.
You are questioning the protocol again. It's keeping us alive.
Alive. Yes, human. I am not sure.
In her lab, Dr. Rourke worked in secret, chasing a theoretical loophole. The anchor was paradox-based. Perhaps a paradox could break it.
If we create a situation the Atlas never predicted, something entirely outside its scope, the paradox might nullify the anchor without collapsing the timeline.
Keep working. Something's got to give, or we'll become the monsters we feared.
But the Atlas held, victory after victory, each one a moral wound. Lin stood in the shadows, a silent witness to what his future self had set in motion. Ambassador Wei found Voss in her office. a data slate clutched like a lifeline.
The Vorlons, they're not destined to fall and serve us. They're on the brink of a cultural rebirth. We can make them true allies peacefully.
Lin stepped forward from the shadows, his face hard.
The Atlas is clear. They must be broken first. If we deviate, the timeline shreds.
And if we follow it, we become the monsters we swore to fight. There is a better path.
Voss looked from Wei to Lin, caught between certain safety and uncertain salvation.
You are sure the Vorlands would accept a peaceful overture?
I stake my career on it. On my life, if necessary.
Then do it. I am overriding the protocol. We make this alliance our way.
Lin's protest died in his throat. For the first time in 2 years, humanity had chosen the unwritten future. Wei arrived at the Vorlan enclave alone, carrying no weapons, only a sealed data slate with the future that could have been.
I came to offer you a warning, not a demand. In the years ahead, a path exists that leads to your destruction, unless we choose another together.
The Vorlands bristled at first, their crystalline forms vibrating with distrust. Then they saw the data. Their own art, their music, described centuries before it existed. After hours of tense silence, the lead Vorlan extended a crystalline hand. Wei took it. The treaty was signed in a simple ceremony. No conquest, no subjugation, only a promise of equal alliance. The instant the final seal was affixed, the command center's galaxy map flickered. Future projections blurred, then began to fade.
General, the temporal anchor levels are dropping. The paradox is real. The future is rewriting itself.
You are telling me we did it? We broke the trap?
Lin stood by the viewport, watching the galactic map dissolve into uncertainty. His face was unreadable. Horror and release mingled. The Atlas was no longer a roadmap. For the first time in 1400 years, humanity's future was its own to write. Voss found Lin alone in her office, still staring at the empty space where the galaxy map had been.
You looked horrified and relieved at the same time. Why?
Because I've been lying. The future I came from wasn't a golden age. It was a police state built on the blood of every species that resisted.
You told me all those victories were necessary. You said you were there.
I was there. I commanded the fleets that crushed those empires. I carried the guilt. I volunteered to come back, not to enforce that future, but to test if humanity would choose a better one.
Silence stretched between them. Voss absorbed the weight of a 14th century lie, told to save them all.
You forced us to look into the abyss, hoping we'd step back.
I hoped. I never knew if you would.
We did, because of you.
The Atlas was a test, not a trap, and humanity had passed. The council reconvened. Voss stood before them, a leader asking for faith, not enforcing a script.
The Atlas fades. We must choose. Continue the path of conquest, or forge a new one of mercy and cooperation.
Without the Atlas, humanity was blind. But the chamber felt something other than dread for the first time in years.
The Atlas was a warning, not an order. The future it showed was born of fear. You proved you can choose differently.
We have already made one ally through trust. Let that be the foundation of our new diplomacy.
I propose a policy. Mercy first. Force only as last resort. We will no longer be puppets of a dead future.
The vote was nearly unanimous. A new era began, though the galaxy would test them soon.
We step into the unknown. Some will see mercy as weakness. We must be ready.
The council adjourned. Outside the chamber, the stars seemed colder, but they were now a frontier of choice, not fate. Lin and Voss shared a look. The real test was yet to come. 3 weeks after the vote, the Zarki Empire struck. No warning, just fire and death falling on the colony of New Darwin.
60,000 dead. And this isn't a prediction, it's now.
Lin turned from the tactical display, his face set in stone.
The Atlas would have had us annihilate them preemptively. Now we fight blind and with a conscience.
You have command of the fleet. Bring our people home, or make them pay.
The Zarki fleet was monstrous, 12 dreadnoughts and a swarm of fighters, each ship a temple to fanatical war. Earth's own fleet was half the size, born from the chaotic transition, untested without the Atlas's surety.
We have one advantage they don't. We're fighting for a future we chose, not one we were forced into.
The fleet formed up. Lin's flagship, the UES Vindication, signaled the advance. The war for humanity's soul had begun. The war ground on, brutal and bloody. Earth lost ships daily, but Lin's tactical genius kept the fleet alive.
Do it. Lure them into the asteroid field. We'll spring the trap.
The Zarki main fleet chased the retreating Earth ships into the designated trap. Explosions ripped through the ambush zone. The Zarki dreadnoughts, caught off guard, were decimated.
Cease fire. Open a channel to the Zargi flagship. You are beaten. Surrender, and we will help you rebuild. Refuse, and your fleet will be destroyed.
A long silence, then the Zarki commander's voice cracked over the speakers.
We accept. Your mercy is not our way, but we see its strength. The war is over.
Across known space, the broadcast of the surrender and the offered mercy spread like wildfire. Voss looked at Lin. They had won, not through annihilation, but through a choice that redefined humanity. The Council reconvened in a changed galaxy. Former enemies sought alliances, skeptics sent congratulations. The Atlas had been surpassed.
The Atlas once dictated our path. Today, we choose to seal it, not out of fear, but as a testament to our freedom.
I carried this record across centuries. It was never meant to be a cage, only a mirror. You chose what you saw, and that makes all the difference.
The vote was unanimous. The Atlas would be declassified and sealed for 1,400 years, a historical record, nothing more. In a formal ceremony, General Voss placed the Atlas data crystal into a reinforced vault engraved with the words, "Sealed for 1,400 years," a warning, not a command. A vast crowd watched on public screens. Children cheered. Veterans wept. For the first time, the future felt like hope, not prophecy. After the ceremony, Voss and Lin stood alone on the observation deck, looking out at the stars.
We did it. Not by following a script, but by writing our own.
The future is uncertain now, but it's ours. Yours.
They watched the eternal stars, no longer bound by a predetermined path. Humanity had earned its tomorrow. The years turned. The galaxy grew, not through war, but through trust. The Federation that emerged had no need for a master. Lin began his memoirs, spilling ink across holographic pages, the truth of 14 centuries and the lie that saved them. Voss, now retired, visited often. Two old soldiers sharing tea in silence, both knowing they had done the impossible.
I still have trouble believing it. A man from a nightmare future, and you became our greatest hope.
I only carried the mirror. Humanity chose what to see.
His memoirs would not be published in his lifetime. He sealed them with the same vault, to be opened only when the Atlas was. Decades passed. The galaxy flourished. Schools taught the story of the tomorrow's echo not as a conquest, but as a choice. Lin, now an old man, rarely gave interviews. When asked, he always said the same thing.
The future is not a script. It is a consequence of every choice we make. The Atlas was never a promise. It was a warning.
The stars listened, and they believed. Captain Matthew Lin died on a quiet morning, surrounded by books and the quiet hum of the stars. He was 71. The news spread faster than light. Across the galaxy, ships dimmed their running lights. Silence fell on 100 worlds. The funeral was held on Earth. In the memorial plaza he had once passed as a young officer, delegates from every Federation world stood in solemn rows. Alien species who owed their survival to his mercy sent emissaries, crystalline Vorlons, scarred Zargi veterans. They stood together. General Voss, elder now and bent but unbroken, stepped to the podium.
He came to us carrying the weight of a dead future. He offered us a choice, and because of him, We are not the tyrants the Atlas foretold. He was the best of us, not because he was perfect, but because he chose to believe we could be better. Rest, Captain. You've earned it.
The honor guard folded the Earth flag, laying it on the casket as a 21-gun salute echoed over the hills. They buried him beneath a simple stone, inscribed only with his name and the dates he had transcended. The galaxy watched, and for one moment war itself seemed to pause, honoring the man who had unmade a prophecy. The Atlas vault became a pilgrimage site. Its countdown clock ticked toward a distant century, a promise kept, not a threat. The galaxy healed. Humans stood as equals, not conquerors. Jarshi, Jarki, and Vorlans rebuilt alongside their former enemies. The Tomorrow's Echo was moved to a grand museum on Luna. Its time-scarred hull drew millions each year. School children pressed hands against its ancient plating, learning that the future is not fixed. It is forged. The Atlas of Fallen Empires became the foundation of 1,000 futures. Its red marks faded from memory. A new generation grew up knowing the choice, not the prophecy. The Atlas was sealed for 1,400 years, but its lesson was immediate. The vault remained unopened. The countdown continued, a silent reminder of the price of tyranny and the reward of mercy. The galaxy remembered the man who carried the mirror and chose to reflect hope. His legend became the galaxy's truth. The Tomorrow's Echo did not bring a map to conquest. It carried a mirror, and humanity chose what it saw. The Atlas of Fallen Empires became, instead, the foundation of a peaceful union, a future earned by choice, not decree. Generations passed. The Atlas Vault became a classroom, not a tomb. Children learned of the choice that unmade an empire. Diplomats cited Lin's words in every treaty. Scientists built new bridges between stars. The galaxy map grew brighter. Worlds that had known only war found peace. Species that had feared extinction thrived. Humanity's shadow became its light. The Tomorrow's Echo became a shrine of hope. Its temporal scars told a story of risk and redemption. Historians argued whether Lin was a hero or a catalyst. The records showed he was both and neither, but every child knew the story. The ship returned with a map of fallen empires, and humanity chose a star. The Golden Age was not of dominance, but of wisdom. Humanity's empire was one of cooperation. The Atlas, once a script for tyranny, became the first chapter of a new covenant. 14 centuries, it waited, sealed and silent. Its lesson already lived in every free world. The day came, 1,400 years to the second. The vault's seal released with a soft hiss. Inside, a single crystal waited. The Atlas, not a prophecy but a relic of a path unchosen. A young historian born into a galaxy at peace activated the crystal. Her fingers trembled with the weight of centuries. She found a personal note appended to the main data, sealed until this moment, addressed to no one and everyone. We chose the unknown over the certain, and in doing so, we became more than our fears. Let this record be proof that even the most terrible future can be unmade. She scrolled through the Atlas, the red marks, the alliances, the wars that never happened. It was a museum of ghosts, not a manifesto. She smiled, understanding at once. She closed the file, leaving the Atlas exactly as she found it, sealed again for another 1,000 years. The Atlas of Fallen Empires would remain a warning, not a plan. The future, still unwritten. Outside, the stars continued their silent vigil. The galaxy turned, at peace. The camera pulls back from the archive, through the crystalline spires of the far future city, and into the velvet dark. 1,000 billion stars turn in silent harmony. Empires have risen and fallen. This night has outlasted them all. The Tomorrow's Echo did not bring a map to conquest. It carried a mirror, and humanity chose what it saw. The Atlas of Fallen Empires became the foundation of 1,000 futures, a testament to a choice made in uncertainty. They could have followed a script of blood and iron. Instead, they wrote their own, with courage as the ink. In the end, The greatest empire was not of territory, but of trust. Forged in the moment, humanity chose mercy over certainty. The camera pulls farther out until the galaxy itself is a swirl of light against the infinite black. A lesson drifts in the silence for any who might listen. The future is not a prophecy. It is a consequence of every choice we make. And for one shimmering moment, the galaxy seems to lean forward, as if waiting for the next choice to be made. Then, slowly, gently, the image fades to black.